Hello. Good evening. Oh no. Sorry. I have someone who showed up at the last minute. Hello. Hello, how's your shot? Yeah. Someone showed up crying at my door and now it's kind of maybe he'll settle. Maybe he'll I don't remember what this was. Was it yeah. Like maybe this? But no, he decided not. He would rather play with a string and cry and cry. Yeah, he's looking for something that I don't know what. Maybe an open door. But yes, today I was planning on learning the winter map for Root. I've actually played with string. Yeah, priorities. Yeah, it's a new string for him. Hello, Manor Astronaut. Oh, I really need to work on where the positioning of everything is when I'm playing games here, just because, like, I have to look over to see chat now. Actually, wait. Huh. Okay. If I do it this way, like, maybe I should. It's not optimal. Do this. Uh, uh, work. Please work. That wasn't what I wanted. I want them side by side. No. Oh, that's bad. Um. You haven't played Root? I've played it. I first played it in person, and the digital version's really good too. I haven't played the digital version with actual people, so my only real experience with it otherwise is playing it with people who know it. I've only played it like 2 or 3 times before, and usually we also have someone new joining in. But I think I've gotten up to like a 6-player game of Root because the expansion supports that. You've only ever heard of Root? Uh, um, it's it's a divisive game because it's asymmetrical, which can be it's a steep learning curve in a sense for most people. Yes. So I will show you a little bit. So what? Thank you, Kuriyami, for the follow. So we have the Marquise, the cat. Our faction wants to build things. Pretty much. That's the point is to earn 25 points. I'm pretty certain it's 25. It's either 25 or 30. Probably 25 though. And they each have a different method of getting there. They have different ways of earning points. And when you have the physical copy, there's like an entire setup board for each one that explains how to set up your particular board. So you can't really help other people out because you have different rules. And same with play too. And the books also come with usually, or maybe not usually, but the board game boxes come with a guide for how to play out the first 2 turns. Like here are, I don't want to say optimal like openers, but pretty good openers for beginner. Assuming that you play with certain starting hands, which only works if you're playing like that exact startup. Suburbia. I think I've played Suburbia, but it has been at least 5 years. But this is also the style of the not Stonemaier. It's not Stonemaier. The group that puts out this game. I can't remember their name, but they also put out Oath, which I recently also got to try, which was also asymmetrical. But I want to say a little less so because it was just exiles versus citizens plus the leader who I can't remember the name of. Ruler, maybe? Leader games. Yeah. And they also put out Ahoy and Avast and stuff. Yeah, that is because I was running on power saving mode on Saturday. I have a pretty good computer. Yeah, it's like I'm not on power saving forever. I've probably had it in power saving mode almost the entire time I've had this computer, which is like a year and a half. And it would also explain why so much stuff ran not great, but like for for the first like year, I used it as a Final Fantasy 14 machine, so I had no problem, especially because my previous computer that I would base it on, the performance on, was a Surface Book that chugged on it. It like choked on it, and would lose battery while plugged in playing 14. So like almost anything would be an improvement. Any modern computer. So yeah. Wait, do I have? Sorry, just checking. Like, do I have something open that kind of and it doesn't even care that I have Photoshop open in the backgrounds. Excellent. Let's see. Meow. You're not getting up there. You're not getting up there. 1,000 messages on my channel. I may have needed some guidance for that. Yeah, I was kind of surprised by looking through my stuff too, actually. Let me check my recap, because it was kind of a no, this can't, this... My most watched channels, like, what? Is it really this? And it's kind of a, wait, I have fallen asleep to people's ASMR, like, a lot. Where is my recap? And I saw a lot of people had mod things on there too. I didn't get that, but I guess it was a glitch at the time. Let's see. Yeah, so it was kind of like, wait, I've really, well, I haven't sent 1,000 messages. One mod thing? Okay. So for some people it worked appropriately. I'm a mod for no one. Although I did play a mod in Vampire the Masquerade. Rude? Yeah. It's really cute. It's really good. It has its own music that I'm still not sick of, so you're gonna be hearing it once I start playing. Animations are cute. Critters are cute. I don't have all the expansions yet in terms of the digital game, but I have them in a physical copy. Yeah. Hello, Ceci. But yeah, what is this? Thank you for the follow, Sir Mooney. Hello, Vardine. So I was kind of explaining a little bit about how the factions go. So, I'm doing good. I'm trying to actually figure out like which faction I also want to play as, because I didn't sit down and decide that yet. I just decided I'm gonna try Winter Map. I haven't done Winter Map ever, because no one's really been, I think, I don't want to say confident enough, but like, again, we've only played it a few times and usually with someone new, and it feels kind of bad to like lump them on the Winter Map, because Winter Map is harder. Spirit Island? I don't think Spirit Island is quite symmetrical, but I think I've played Spirit Island or one of the other ones that's in the same re-implementation group, if that makes sense. Faction choice to a poll. Maybe I would. We could try. There's also a random faction. Maybe I'll explain what they are. And hello, Alcavidian. So we have the Marquis the Cat, who actually I can probably show off a couple of them. Oh, except they're not gonna look quite the same. I'm gonna put them onto the clockwork section. I did not have my mindset on one, actually. I was debating, like, do I go with the Vagabond? Do I go with the Lizard Cult? Do I go with the Marquise? Because, again, I haven't played Winter Map. So. Actually, let me... Oh, no. Hold on. The cat. No. No. He got into something he shouldn't have. And when I was shooing him out, I almost switched cats. But yeah. So when I talk about Winter Map, there's also Autumn Map. Autumn is standard. Autumn is standard. You have... how to explain this? You have nodes. Basically little clearings in the forest that are connected by paths. And then there's also a river that runs through it. And there's patches of forest as well. And this all has implications because People can sometimes move via different methods. Some people have to follow the paths in the forest. Some people can move into the forest. And some people can use the river. Winter has a randomized starting location for the players, which makes it a little harder to plan out. And also the river divides the forest as if it were a path, so it's just kind of you're cutting the map in two. So it's a bit more difficult. So the main factions are the Marquise de Cat. This also has an overarching kind of story to it, which is pretty neat. So the story goes is that the Eyrie, the bird people, were the historic rulers of the land that Root takes place in. And they have been recently ousted by the cats. The cats are industrious little buggers who are also like decent at fighting. The birds are very, very regimented, and they don't build exactly. Like they build roosts and that's about it. They don't try and go like logging or anything like that. Cat stealing land. I'm not actually going to play with Clockwork. I don't actually know how Clockwork works either versus AI, because like Clockwork in the board game is pretty much a way to play solo or add more players, but mostly solo, I think, which I haven't had to do. I've had players. The Alliance is the Woodland Alliance, and they look like a fox in here, but predominantly they're represented by mice and bunnies. Fox is a third group. Those are basically the peasants of the land, and they are a little rebellious alliance who are fighting against everyone else because they are sick of their shit. And then we have the Vagabond, who is ye old murder hobo. There's a bunch of different types of vagabonds. So you might have the pumpkin-headed one who's an arsonist. You might have the badger. You might have a wolf, something like that. And they all have slightly special abilities associated with that. But they're kind of don't care what anyone else is doing. They just run around completing quests and trading for stuff and occasionally siding with other people in battle. They're fighting back, tax them harder. You're not wrong. And there's also, I have some expansion ones. We have for the expansion, wait, what? Can I do this? Oh, I guess that's all I have for the expansion. Okay, Lizard Cult. I guess they don't have like, they don't have Clockwork Lizard Cult. Lizard Cult, they're cultists. They, again, follow somewhat strange rules. They don't really care about territory. They care about making gardens. And they kind of like, it feels weird to say like they're working on other people's scraps a little bit, but that's sort of how they go. And then we have the river folk, who are merchant mercenaries. You can pay them to join your side, essentially, and you can buy cards out of their hands. And they can also use the rivers, as evidenced by them having like the cute little paddle and also their little otters. Gardens, yeah. Actually, I asked a friend, Auxilia Genome, for a piece of art once. My choice, so I asked him if he could have me watering the Lizard Cult garden. And it's pretty cute. Yeah, I like them. I like them. They're kind of weird. And they can also, if you're playing against them in a real game, it's a case of you kind of have to watch what you're throwing out there because it affects their hands. They kind of come up from behind sometimes and stab people in terms of like playstyle. But yeah, so those are the choices. And then there's random, which is I guess represented by a wolf. I'm not certain. I've never actually made a poll, I don't think, so it's kind of I'll make poll. Predict, that's not, wait, poll. No, wait, what did I just, nope, that wasn't the poll. Let's see. I've played as all the factions. I think, well, all the factions that are here in in physical space at least once. Digitally, I think I've played them all, but I probably have. You know, I'm not even gonna say which one I have the least experience with. Enough poll slots? There's 5 poll slots. There's 5 poll slots. That's fair. Yeah, there's not quite enough. In 3D space, yes, in 3D space. I have a library of board games, like physical board games, and a couple of friends who also play them and have their own libraries. There are multiple copies of Gloomhaven in there. I think we have at least 3 copies of Gloomhaven amongst the group. Okay, so I say library. I have an. Do you know what an Expedit is? Like IKEA Expedit? I have one of those and it's full of board games. I have other shelving full of board games. I have a big bin. If not, well, I have a big bin of like extra stuff that I've gotten for games that I don't care about. Because a lot of time there are some promo packs that come with things that are, what's the word? You get a promo pack because you really want this one promo for a game you love, and then it comes with like 15 other promos, just like single cards for things that you don't own or care about at all. So I got a bunch of those. I think that's a lot of Dice Tower stuff. And then there's another closet of board games, and then there's just a couple more stacks because I don't have enough shelving to hold everything. But I should probably cull through and get rid of some because there's some that I've never played. Or rather, I don't want to say gift exactly, but going to a convention, going to a board game, like you pay $40 or whatever to try out a bunch of games, and they give you like a free swag bag of games. Some of them, the ones that you were able to play. So there are some games in there where it's like, wow, I kind of don't really care about Magical Treehouse. I don't care about Magical Treehouse. Okay, so maybe Irie. Okay, so it's mice, bunnies. Oh. You wish I had a digital version? I'm trying to think, because a lot of the ones I do like have digital versions. There's a digital version of Tanto, and I have the big box. Well, I have one of the big boxes for Tanto, but I almost never get to pull it out because oftentimes I would play games in a bar, and it feels really awkward to bring like Tanto, especially like the big box. Really awkward. So yeah, it has to be kind of played at home, or I have to be not careful, but like I have to actually pull it out into a smaller selection. I've got a bunch of foils for that and mouse pads, and also I really suck at Tanto still. I'm stuck in the house. I'm stuck at one of the entrance areas. Bring Tanto. I mean, if we had it, we haven't exactly been yelled at for bringing anything like that. We've only really gotten yelled at for being too loud at One Night Ultimate Werewolf like once or twice when we had like 12 people at the bar playing it. And they didn't complain about us playing Secret Hitler, which I'm thankful for. I think we were mostly quiet about that one. Oh yeah, Betrayal would be really, I mean, like there's Tabletop Simulator. So like TTS for Betrayal. I think I've actually played that. Yeah, Betrayal is really fun. I have 3 copies because there's, regular Betrayal, there's Baldur's Gate Betrayal, and there's Scooby-Doo Betrayal. There might be more, but those are the 3 that I own. Scooby-Doo Betrayal for the kids. Yeah. Yeah. At least it's kind of a like, look, we have 2 people here who are the people who are loudest about it are the people who can probably yell at them in Hebrew, honestly. let's see. Okay, so Marquis, and we have Vagabonds. And then we have Expansion. I'm gonna say, let's cut out, let's actually cut out the merchants just because that, actually I feel like, it feels weird to cut out the merchants because this is actually a map where merchants might be really strong, but I don't have enough experience in them. I'll still cut them out. Okay, so we have... It's also a case of mouse? I can't fit mouse, it has to be mice. What is additional? Okay. 2-minute poll. 2-minute poll for the faction. Let's see. I don't know what the other settings are. Standard deck and medium. Okay. Exiles and partisans. Okay, I haven't bought that yet digitally. Happy boys? Happy boys? I don't know who you're describing. No one... Actually, just like, no one here is like super happy except for the vagabonds, I guess. I feel bad, like I can't remember exactly what all the vagabonds look like except for the pumpkin-headed arsonist just because he's so cute. And also it's kind of funny because, so they don't really, they try not to repeat the animals, I think, for the vagabond. But what they, except for the cat, the arsonist, pumpkin-headed arsonist is a cat. So it's just sort of a, oh, I see why maybe you're not allianced with the Marquis, perhaps, since they're loggers. Oh yeah, lizard cultists. Ah. And their little wiggly fingers. Their little wiggly fingers. Let me think about other ones, because it's kind of a... I'd have to probably go look downstairs in my library. Does Bargain Quest have one? I also think I would very much like a digital version of Bargain Quest, but I think that wouldn't be probably difficult with AI because it might be difficult with AI. I like Bargain Quest too. Is there a Bargain Quest? Quest digital. There's a digital art book. Okay, there isn't. You haven't played the digital version of what? Of Root? Or of something else? I think it's actually... Root? Okay. I can see that. I haven't played this with other people digitally, so I guess it's kind of that sort of feeling to it where I don't know if I necessarily would want to. I'd rather play in person with people I know, because then it gets a little bit more well, I want to say you can make promises, I'm pretty certain, in Root, and there are certain rules about the promises that you make, whether or not that you have to actually keep them. So there's that kind of situation going on in Root that would be harder to replicate over only voice. But I guess maybe with VTubers, being able to read the body language, that might work. I don't have a lot. I have like 1 or 2 friends in the group who would be the kind who'd be like absolutely promising you the world, but if it's not actually mandated that you have to give it afterwards, they would totally fuck you over. So you have to play very careful. One Night Ultimate convinced you can be a good game. Yeah. I was actually introduced to Werewolf when probably like 2 decades ago. When it was I know there's a bunch of different versions of the game, of Werewolf. Looney Labs put out a version, I think, like ages and ages ago. I don't know if they still make it. Maybe it was Werewolves of Miller Hollow. And I didn't play, but I saw it played at a con. And it seemed really cool at that time. And then I learned Mafia from like a bunch of 12-year-olds, so that kind of set the tone, I guess. After that, it was kind of, oh, it's Mafia, and then people be like, Prim, no one knows what the fuck Mafia is. I've met like one person when I've tried to explain Werewolf and saying like, it's like Mafia. They're like, oh, Mafia, cool. I know Mafia. One. Oh, thank you for the water. Today I have matcha green tea because matcha. I have a lot of matcha. So much goddamn matcha. Just turn on power saver mode. Just move out. Well, actually, move out of screen and just let the mouth flaps do everything. Because like, if I move out of screen and keep talking, the mouth flaps will keep working. Okay, I need to like make sure. Can I like duck? Hello, you can hear me? Yeah, and I'm still moving my mouth. See, this is my what's the phrase? The poker face. Yes, that's a poker face for me. Hello, Ark. How are you doing? But when it comes to, let's see, what was it? There was another game. Empires of the North. I've not heard of that game actually, but again, the games I play are very much influenced by the other people I'm around, so like what they buy and what I've been exposed to. You also like chai? I do have chai as well, but then I'd have to get out like a proper tea bag and everything, and then it's kind of an I'll save that for later. And also kind of a case of chai with milk. That'd be nice if I had milk. All I have is yogurt drink. Oh, the poll. I missed the poll. What did the poll say? Poll said? Well said? Alliance? Alliance or cult? Okay. Alliance or cult? You like to play coup? I'm trying to remember, so let me see. Coup. Like I've played coup. God, it autocomplete. Look at the cover and like, okay, yeah, I have coup. I have a cat named after the Contessa. Well, she is the Contessa, but she's named after that Contessa. She came with a name Princess, and kind of she can't be Princess. I already had a cat with a name, so we need something else royal. And Countess seems a little too like, but like Contessa sounds like a name. Well, I mean, that's how I really think about the word. I know Contessa is what, Italian and Spanish for countess, but like it sounds like a cooler word. Okay, let me swap the music out for the banjo twang of the cold. Let me swap it. What? Okay, this might get a little loud. Because there's also a case of like I could name her the Marquise, because Marquise in the game is a female cat. I think you can tell. One, I think she's the no, she's not the calico. Never mind. Sorry, there's a pin for Root that has a calico on it, and it's kind of is that the Marquise? Is that not the Marquise? But Marquise is the feminine form of Marquis. Okay, so the choices were, oh, because these are all on, I can't, we're just gonna do AI, random AI. Lizard Cult or Woodlands Alliance. Since it was a choice of 2. Since you guys tied. And also he's on brands. He's on brands. Okay. We're gonna create the game. It's got a little bit of jingle bells in there. Look at the happy boy. Yeah, look at the little fingers wiggle. Okay. Okay. Okay, I have to choose those suits. Thinking about what's available, actually. Because this is a randomized board, this actually kind of matters quite a bit for me. I need to explain how the lizard cult works. So the day is divided into pieces. We have birdsong, daylight, and evening. And everyone's actions, like every one of these boards is different. Let me... Actually, can I quickly check it? Yeah. Oh, great. Okay, yeah, so... This is the stuff that the Vagabond has to do. This is stuff that the Marquise has to... Well, not has to do, but like how they function. Riverfolk, how they function. This is gonna be a weird game. This is gonna be actually a really weird game. This is not gonna end very well for me, I feel like. I'm gonna explain that because we have, in this case, the Vagabond, who is literally, like, everyone else has a bunch of outposts. So over here, we have the Marquise in orange, their castle, their keep. They have little builders for recruiters and workshops, and they also have, like, little sawmills for logging. And they got a bunch of little warriors that you can see they're just kind of idling everywhere. Because that's one of their starting abilities. They've got, like... They've recently conquered the forest, so they get a whole bunch of little warriors over everywhere. And thankfully when we zoom out we can see quite a bit. And you'll see, so we have all these cat warriors. Here's the Vagabond. They have a single piece on this board. And they're also in the woods. They're not in a clearing. They can travel through the woods. They're the only ones who can travel through the woods. What do the birds wake up to? You know, they didn't actually talk about that. Maybe the birds pay someone else to wake them up at night? That used to be a job. Like, there was a waker or something like that who would go around, like, ringing bells in people's windows and stuff to wake them up at set times so they wouldn't miss work or whatever. And then there would need to be someone who would wake up those people. So it's just kind of like wakers all the way down. Maybe there are other birds. There is actually, I think, an owl leader, so maybe something like that. So yeah, Vagabond has one piece. They can't be knocked off the board, but they can be penalized for losing a fight. Because normally when you lose a fight, you lose pieces, but Vagabond has one piece, they can't remove them, so they get penalized in another way. Then we have my little lizard boys with the gardens. See, this is a garden. Isn't it so cute? Oh, and there's little snowflakes, not snowflakes. Yeah. And where are the merchants? Am I blind? Lizard? Where are the merchants? Like, legit. I don't see them. Okay. I thought that they were supposed to start on the board. Maybe they don't? That's weird. Huh. Okay. Well, they will be on the board hopefully shortly. It might have to do with the order that we're playing in. Yeah, so everyone's got different stuff going on. So you can see their quests, they have relationships depending on what they do with us, if they trade with us, or if they fight us. You know what? It helps our hearts. He's the ranger. He's the little fox boy. So yeah, they have... I want to say it may look like a lot, but it's not necessarily that bad. They can sell things, they can swim across rivers. And lizard cults. Outcast is important for me. Outcast is important for me. It's been a little while, so it's just kind of getting back into the groove of this. It's been like a month. And again, there's so many different factions and they have different play styles. It's kind of a, what am I doing here again? Okay, Outcast is used for crafting. And we can only craft in gardens that match the Outcast, which is a big deal. You'll notice that each of these spots, each of these clearings has a mark on it, like a bunny, a fox, or a mouse. And they match up with these cards that I have, except for the bird. Bird is free. It's wild card. Except for the Outcast, who... Except for the Outcast. Bird cards are not wild for my rituals, because we hate birds. Discard Lost Souls. I've also played through the tutorial, but otherwise it's kind of a, there's not a whole lot going on here. Yeah, the birds are kind of jerks. The birds are like huge fucking jerks. The birds are also really annoying to play as because they're very regimented. They actually have on the boards like complexity levels and stuff like that on them, and birds are kind of up there. You have to think ahead quite a bit. You have to be a good tactician to master Aerie. Probably similar for the lizard cult, honestly. Because you kind of have to play people for it. But it's AI, so it doesn't... Not that it doesn't matter, but it's a little easier to get away with things. Okay, Outcast also means I have to keep an eye on it for conspiracies. Conspiracies? Let me check. I'm gonna be bopping back and forth between a few things. So, conspiracies are Crusade, Convert, or Sanctify. Rituals are Build, Recruit, Score, Sacrifice. And on the side over here, it's divided. You can't quite see it here. But, like, these are the conspiracies, and these are the rituals. And they happen, this is Birdsong, this is Daylight. Yeah, the Bengal, right? Bengals. I can't even imagine living with a Bengal. It's enough. Well, I have 3 cats, and thankfully they're active enough, but not like overactive mostly. It just I think if I had a Bengal, I probably wouldn't have like walls anymore. It would just be like bouncing off them constantly. Okay. So just the Outcast. Outcast is based on Lost Souls. And Lost Souls is basically the discard pile. Lost Souls, I'm pretty certain, is everyone's discard pile, which is why it's got like this going on here. So, Outcast is determined by the suit that has the most symbols in it. And if other people fuck up and give me the same symbol twice in a row, it becomes like super buffed for me. It becomes buffed, which is why you have to keep an eye on the lizard cults. You can't just ignore them. So, Crusade. Spend 2 acolytes to battle in an Outcast clearing or move from an Outcast clearing, and then, if you wish to battle in the destination clearing. I don't often battle as a lizard cultist, honestly. Try and let other people do that for me, because it doesn't really get me a whole lot. Because there are some groups that earn points for like winning battles. It might actually be, it might be all of them, it might not be. Let me check. It's not this one. Okay, it doesn't say. I should probably actually pull out the physical rulebook for this sometimes, so I can read bits and bobs like that. Conversion's good. Spend 2 acolytes to remove an enemy warrior from an Outcast clearing, and then place a warrior there, so you Wololo them, essentially. You Wololo them. And Sanctify. Spend 3 acolytes to remove an enemy building from an outcast clearing and then place a garden there. So you burn down someone else's building and replace it with a garden. Isn't that nice? It's also pretty powerful because sometimes it's really hard to remove buildings. Usually you have to pretty much remove all warriors there first, and then you can attack the building. Like, no one can be defending that spot. But here, it doesn't quite matter as much. It doesn't quite matter as much. But again, you can only do that in outcast clearings. So Daylight. Reveal any number of cards from your hands and perform one ritual for each. So we can build, placing a garden in a matching clearing you rule. Recruit, place a warrior in a matching clearing, or score. And this is the best way for us to earn points, scoring. Discard this card to score VP of the rightmost empty matching garden space. And when they talk about that, they're talking about this. So we discard a card from our hands in the matching suit? No. Whatever suit that we have a card for. So if we had 3 gardens and a bunny clearings, we'd be scoring 2 points. If we toss away a bunny card. And then there's Sacrifice. Place 1 warrior in the Acolytes box. And that's only with the bird card. And we use Acolytes to fuel our conspiracies. So Acolytes are very important. Which is also kind of a case of like, warriors are fine. Aim for a monopoly. It depends. Like, obviously more gardens are better. And you kind of want to have a mix of gardens because of mix of gardens in different locations. Also, there are people I'm sure who have completely like figured out the optimal way of playing things for like all the different groups. I haven't done that yet. I've not done that. So there's probably an actual like guide out there for playing this. I'm winging it. I'm winging it. So we're in the Acolytes box. But yeah, you kind of want a little bit of variety because what if you somehow only end up with like mouse cards and you don't have any gardens in there? Scoring kind of sucks. I guess you could build a garden there. But it might also depend on other factors. Evening. So when we were doing Daylight, we mostly didn't discard. The only time you discard is with scoring. Your cards go right back into your hand. Then you can craft theoretically. You can draw a card depending on the number of these symbols showing. And then we discard down to 5. Randomization is what keeps games from being solved puzzles. True, true. Just, especially with this one where it's more, I don't say randomized and not. It's not quite. But like there's ways to optimized ways to build like engines and stuff for a lot of games that I haven't read the guides for, you know? Okay. Oh, I missed this. I'm sorry if you're still here. Thank you for the follow, Cosmic Twilight Sparkle. I missed that. Not much of a deck builder. I've played deck builders. I like some deck builders. I like a lot of the co-op ones. We talked about Sentinels of the Multiverse before. That was fun. That's fun. I have a huge box for that, a big black box. Then there's also, I have a friend who has Aeon's End, and that was also pretty fun. But again, that's like a co-op, not deck builder. Oh, I guess that's engine builder. Tonto's a deck builder. Yeah, Tonto. I like Tonto. I guess that's engine builder. I'm sorry. If we talk about deck builder, okay, so then there's the thing that I forgot the name of it. The one that has basically the same layout as Tanto, except a completely different theme. I like Tanto. It's just I'm really I'm stuck. I'm stuck in the digital version of the game a little bit. Dominion, yes, Dominion. I like Tanto more than Dominion mostly because it has better symbolism in it. And by symbolism, I mean it's a little harder to connect like servings and love and all that shit to what you have to do, but at least they have the symbols on the card for what each card does. It's quick. And also I like, you know, anime more than I like the theme of Dominion. I'm doing pretty well. Thank you, Wolfshred. Hope you're doing good too. Thinking, okay. Thank you for the follow as well, Wolfshred. Maids over generic-ish city building. Yeah, that's kind of the thing with a lot of the other games that I've not seen brought to the table necessarily, but like Suburbia, I guess, nice theme. And then there's a couple other ones where it's a lot of like Euro games. I'm not into trains, so like I don't do the famous train game. I haven't done Settlers of Catan either. It doesn't really get me. There have been surprising ones where it's like the theme is kind of an okay, but you know what? You get into the groove and all of a sudden you realize, you know what? I really dig this little game about like building pens for my sheep. I don't remember what the name of it is. I remember the cover though, of the box. I'm not gonna say I like every single like anime-styled game either, because I don't. But you're more likely to trap me with that. You're more likely to trap me with that. Yeah, I'm not super into trains. Okay, I still have to pick a suit. I have to pick a suit, and the reason why I was holding off is because this is a randomized start. And let's see. So we have only one garden? We only have one garden. And the garden is up here in a bunny territory. We have a person in a mouse territory, person in a fox territory, and a single one on another bunny territory. You even made custom decks in Tabletop Sim? I want to say thank you for your service in making stuff for Tabletop Sim, because you're the reason why I'm able to play things in Tabletop Sim. Let's see. Thinking about, okay, so it's been almost an hour and I haven't like finished setting up the game proper. Okay, thinking about Outcast. Conspiracies and Outcast clearings, crafting and Outcast clearings. So it's a wild card. I can make some tea, but I can't because oh wait, I can make the boots actually. I can make the boots. I can only do it now, cast clearing. Except, okay, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Let's see. Alright, and we also have counts of like the warriors in reserve, our acolytes, and our cards in hands. We have some additional rules on, not rules, but like bits on top here too. Like revenge, you remove defending warriors, become acolytes. So, if someone attacks us, we lose our warriors, sure, but they go into our acolyte bin, which we use to fuel our conspiracies. Oh, thank you, Sasha, for the raid. Let me shout you out. Hello. Welcome, welcome. I am the Evening Primrose. I am a garden elf who comes out at night, and we are playing a board game today. We are playing Root. It's my first time playing on a winter map, and I'm still kind of getting set up and trying to figure it out. Normally I play what's called the autumn map, the standard map, but winter map is a little harder because things are more randomized, and we have a river. A river runs through it, like directly down the middle. Directly down the middle. Thank you for the follow, Elgar. And I am playing the Lizard Cult. They are a friendly bunch of little fellows. If we scroll in real close here, you can see one of them. They might wave their little fingers at you. And they make little gardens. They make little gardens. This is an asymmetrical game, so I'm playing against AI. I'm playing against the Vagabonds, the Marquise, and the River Folk, and they each have different skills that they use to earn points, and the first one to 25 points wins. Yeah, he's super happy. So this is actually a view of 3 of the 4 factions. I kind of don't know why the River Folk aren't on the board yet, and I'm a little afraid to ask. He wants to also, he doesn't just want Gardens and Conspiracies, he also wants to do something else. He wants rituals. But hello, Tyler, and Tired Squid, and Royal Red Shirt, and Oedipus Reps. And Dimitri. Let's see. And the real Lorebot. Thank you for the head tap. And White Ambu. Yeah, so Cult Life. Thematically, they're my favorite, the cultists. Playstyle wise, there's not too much I don't like, and it also heavily depends on what you're playing against, honestly. This is gonna be a weird game because the cats... Take your time. Do what you gotta do. The cats are the recent rulers, and so they're still kind of laying out the house how they like it, like laying things down. And normally what you want is you want to have like a big showstopper pairing of rivals between the cats and the birds because they're ancient rivals or something like that. But we don't have that here. We also don't have the Alliance trying to fill that spot either. We have the merchants who are, I don't want to say turncoats. Whoever pays them the best is who they're going to side with. But that's kind of the point. They're like a tertiary group. And then we have the Vagabond, who is literally one little murder hobo on the field, who again is a case of, they're not a main opponent. They're not a main opponent, so it's gonna probably end up actually being a lot of direct conflicts between me and the cats. Which is not ideal for the lizards. Lizards want to be a tertiary force. They want to sneak around in the background and earn points while hiding. Okay, so I was determining my outcast, which is important for me. Whoa, the cats. That is going to be part of the deal. That's going to be part of the deal. But again, I want to make them attack me instead of having to attack them for the most part. Because when they attack me, if I lose anything, it becomes acolytes. Acolytes fuel conspiracies. It's a chain. If you kill the cultists, they'll only come back stronger. As long as you start it. As long as you start the fight. Okay, outcast clearings. Sanctify is really the thing I want to go... Wait. Sanctify, I don't... Like, removing enemy buildings is probably good. It's just a case of, like, I don't know if I need to do that quite yet. And then there's conversion. So the outcast clearing, it's just a case of, wow, there's like nothing nearby for me to do that with. So I guess it's a case of me just kind of wrecking shit. And where do I want to wreck shit? Bunny? Oh, Oh, there's one more thing on the map. So you see these like brick things with a little chest in them? That is a ruin. It's a dungeon. And one of the vagabonds, I called them a murder hobo before. What they do, part of what they do, they go on quests, and they can also go to these places and clear them out. They clear out the little dungeons, essentially. And that becomes a free space for us. Like it becomes a space like this where we can build things on, which is very good for us. We don't want to, how to put it? We want to help the Vagabond clear out things because it makes things easier for us as well. Vagabond has no other uses for these spaces. And thank you for the follow, the Royal Red Shirt and Boniface and Laura Dragna. Yeah. I mean, I want to say influencing the Vagabond is kind of hard, honestly, as a player who... You know how murder hobos are. Another thing we can do to help them out, the Vagabond, and it also helps us out. So there are cards like this where it's got a little boot and a victory point, like the laurel with the numbers, a victory point. This is something that we can craft. It's a boot. We can't use boots, but we get victory points for making it. So we just make some trash. Except the Vagabond, if we go to his card, he's got a little backpack full of junk, including a boot. You can get another boot, and it lets him move a little faster. Like, he can move more if he has more boots, up to a certain maximum. Same thing with, like, torches and crossbows. There are other items that he can make, or we can make on his behalf, and he'll trade it to us. Let me see. Okay, there's nothing here about the trading portion, but I assure you, he can take stuff for us, and it might make it easier for him to clear out things. And again, the items don't do anything for us, but hey, victory points. I'm actually going to choose the bunny for the starting location, for the outcast rather. So that's the end of setup. Aha! Here are the river folk. Look at them. Oh, this actually changes things a little bit. Damn it. There's a certain order that the game runs in because of how asymmetrical it is. It's not a random starting turn. It's always like the cats are put down their shit first, and then other people put their stuff down around them according to certain rules. Except winter map, so follow winter map rules. Do we want to buy anything from them? Okay. So the river folk sell their services. We can buy a card from their hands for 2. I'm trying to remember, like, what are we paying with them for? Let me check. How are we paying? It's not like we're paying cards for cards, I feel like. Although, honestly, it might actually be. We might be paying cards for cards, now that I think about it. It might be cards for cards. Oh, warriors! Warriors. Okay, I should have read. Shows how often I play with Riverfolk. Hello. Nice to meet you too. And then there are mercenaries. And they set the prices down here. So it's 2 warriors, 1 warrior, 2 warriors. I'm gonna decline. I don't really want to deal with that right now. And the outcast is a fox. Okay, so the outcast that I chose didn't matter. The outcast I chose didn't matter. So this is the pile of lost souls, and there's no cards in here. Okay, fine. But the outcast is the fox. The outcast symbol is based on cards down here that people have discarded. It's a discard pile, essentially. Thank you for the follow, Light Darkness. And it affects things that we get to play as outcasts. And it also matches the symbols that are on the board here, with the exception of the birds who don't have spots. Birds are wild cards. Except for us, Star, because of the Hatred of Birds rule. They're not wild for rituals. We can only use birds for one type of ritual. I'm kind of rusty on this, so I'm probably gonna make some mistakes. Let's see. This game is... I want to say everyone hates the birds, bro. We just hate them more than normal. I don't know why. But like the cats kick the birds out. The birds are the ancestral rulers of the forest. They're just not... They're not appearing in this game. Okay, so Fox is outcast. We went through... We are currently in Daylight. We can recruit to place non-bird card. Reveal a non-bird card to place a warrior in a matching clearing, or we can sacrifice to turn them into acolytes. And we should sacrifice. We should sacrifice. We need acolytes so we can do things. Just thinking, like, Oh, right, one more thing. You're right. Actually, it's even they're bluebirds. They're all bluebirds. All the factions have colors too, and so like teal is merchants, but blue proper is the birds. So this little thing here shows. Wait, nope, it's not that actually. So that's the outpost. That's a Riverfolk outpost. The little tag down here shows who rules the clearing, which matters for purposes of rules. It matters for purposes of rules. Like, for instance, there's a rule about, I think, the cats. They can only move to a neighboring clearing if they are in control of where they came from or where they're going. That sort of thing. I want to say, do the cult actually want to get recognized like that? Do they actually want to get recognized? I'm not certain. I wouldn't want to get recognized as a cultist. I want to slither underneath. Okay. Sacrifice. Now it's just a case of... One more thing. I'm probably going to be referring to these rules quite often. Oh, we can only sacrifice one. Okay, yeah, we're definitely sacrificing. We're sacrificing that. Birds allow us to sacrifice. Now it's just a case of recruiting and... it's just... I want to be able to build. And we can only craft in a fox. And we don't actually have anything in a fox. In a matching clearing that you rule. Okay, I'm actually going to... We're gonna recruit here. I'm going to use this. And I hope I didn't just fuck that up. So this, now we rule the clearing. Next turn, we'll hopefully be able to do this, assuming that the outcast stays the fox, which we'll see how that goes. Oh, I can actually place a garden here right now, but that means I won't be able to do this. Oh wait, no, it does, because I'm not discarding these cards. I am simply showing them to be able to do this. We're actually gonna place a garden here. I keep forgetting that just because I'm using a card to do an action in here, as long as it's not sacrifice. Or rather, as long as it's not scoring, we don't discard. So that's my turn. We can't craft anything. What do you mean we can't craft anything? Can we really not craft this? What? No? Okay. And let's see. Vagabond gets to move. What are they doing? They're aiding. Aiding what? They're aiding what? We're still a pretty small cult. There's only like 5 of us to start. See, when we just... There's the Vagabond clearing out the ruins. And they just cozied up to the cats, thanks. Bought a riverboat. They built a bag. Oh, just kind of fuck. I didn't get a chance to earn any points in my first turn. No chance. There is also a way to lose points as well. That's actually a big deal with the Irie because of how they go. They can be really not quick. They can ramp up to get a lot of points, but once they topple, they lose points. So it seems like they're really far ahead, and their little card castle falls. Actually, I'm gonna check and see what's in their hand. What do you mean? Oh, okay. That's what you mean by sold out. I'm not actually gonna take any of these. Bunny is outcast this time. Okay. Bunny is outcast. Yeah, all of maybe actually not all of Leader's games, but a number of their games are done the art is done by the same group, so they have similar styles and they're pretty cute. Avast. Ahoy. Exile. Not exile. Oath. It's just, these are the ones with the cute little woodland creatures. So again, we have nothing, we can't do anything there. We're going to do this again, because we need the acolytes. There's actually one thing that I only learned through the digital version and not the real life version. Apparently my group had been playing the birds a little bit wrong, and I only learned that when I was going through the game and realized, like, what do you mean I can't, like, place a second thing here? Apparently, them the rules. Them the rules. I think it was a case of, like, you can't put multiple Iries down in one spot. Or in one patch. But just looking at it, like, yeah, there's nothing against putting multiple gardens in the same spot. And in fact, literally all we can do is put things into fox areas, because that's all we have stuff for. But that earns me cards and points, so I'm gonna do that. Just a case of which one. Fruit tea. I'm gonna use this one. Oh, and we can score! We can score. Okay. Just kind of a case of... I could actually... It feels a little strange to eke out this far. If I place a warrior down here, that means I can also place a garden down there. I'm gonna do this. Able to score? Look! Scoring's a big deal. Scoring's a big deal. Okay. I'm gonna score right now because I might as well. It puts me on the map. I'm still behind. I'm still way behind. I honestly probably should be buying cards from the other group, but now I draw more cards. Oh shit, wait, was there a chance to craft? Fuck. I may have messed that up. I often miss the crafting chances because I don't look for them over here. Like, the UI here is pretty good, except for, like, that. Let's see. Didn't he already craft a bag? I swear. Like, how are they crafting so much? Where are they smuggling all this material from? Oh, right, so here's the Lost Souls before it comes down to it. So this is going to determine what our... Oh, it's Fox. It's currently Fox. Except it's kind of an... Oh, but no, I don't want it to be Fox. I want it to be Bunny again. It's gonna be Fox, though. They only have a cobbler? Or like this? I don't need it. So wow, they got expensive. I'm gonna decline. The reason why I was hoping for the fox or the bunny to come up again is because things get cheaper if the others let the outcast be the same multiple times in a row. Like at the beginning of all my turns, I check what the outcast is, and if it's the same as before, it gets like a burning hatred little mark on it, and everything over here gets cheaper. So I can't raise any buildings, it's too expensive for me. I can crusade, I can convert now. This is my first time being able to do any conspiracies in this game. Crusade or convert? Crusade, battle. I don't know if I want a crusade or crusade, like either one of those options. Either crusade. Outcast clearing, place a warrior there. So it has to be in a fox clearing. And I don't know if I want to piss off anyone that badly yet. Yet. It's kind of I could do it over here. I think I'm going to do that. But it's also a case of, is it worthwhile for me to do that? Because when I do that, my alkalites are gone, and I won't be able to pull this up. Like, is doing this worthwhile? I'm gonna say it is for now. We're converting. Whoa, though. Ew. Oh, I didn't realize that when you poke them, they jump. What about these guys? Oh, they also kind of like flop. This is kind of like a VTuber move right there. This is a little VTuber move. Their feet are glued to the ground, but their upper body just kind of has a bunch of physics jumbling. Okay, let's poke the vagabond. Oh, he's got the same thing going on. Little physics jumble. They all do. But mine actually jumps. Rigger added a little something extra for the happy boys. Okay. So, if we're gonna sacrifice. Immediately sacrifice. I need more birds though. I need so many more birds. A warrior in a matching clearing. We don't really need to do that. What I'm gonna do is... God, it's just kind of a case of, man, I've got a whole lot of foxes. We're gonna do this. Does it really matter which one? We're gonna do this one. We can recruit. Where do we recruit to? I also feel like, maybe I should have moved. I probably should actually build these guys. Like, I probably should actually do this so I get a free move. That means I need another bunny thing. So I'm actually going to... Like, this place seems like super fucking busy. I don't know if I want to get involved with that. It seems like trouble, you know? So I'm actually gonna start trouble over here instead. We're gonna do this. I could move another one there, and that gets me... Yeah, we're gonna do that. And I don't know if he's gonna actually get backups in time. Honestly, they're probably just gonna go after, like, here. I'm gonna put another one down here. I'm also paying attention a little bit to my warriors in reserve, because that affects my acolytes too. Like, it's kind of the same pile. And now we're gonna score for foxes. The scoring for that gets us 2 points. Okay, only 2 points, but you know, like, it's slow and steady. Okay, it's daylight, and now we have evening, and we can craft. We can craft the sword. And that takes it out of our hands, unfortunately. Birds! We got birds! Okay. Ugh. Ambush. Ambushes are really, really, really good. I want to say they're not like the best card, because the best card are the dominance cards? Ish. I should explain that. Oh, thank you for the follow, Dimitri Taro. So when you're doing fights, if you have an ambush card, you can, in this case it has to be ambush on a rabbit clearing. In this case, the defender may deal 2 immediate hits. So yeah, 2 free hits is a pretty big deal. Like just completely wiping out 2 of the other person's warriors. Big deal. And you can pit ambush against ambush to cancel them out. So you kind of want to keep an ambush in reserve. Oh, I have 2 ambushes. I have 2 ambushes. Holy shit. This one's really good because, as I said before, the birds are wild cards, so this is more powerful than this. This can only be used in rabbit clearings. This can be used in any clearing. Thank you for the follow. The A inside? No, the ad inside. The ad inside. The A inside. I'm sorry. Don't know which way to read it. Yeah. Bro, the birds are pretty angry looking. They're led by like an owl, a vulture, an eagle, and I think there's one more. Owl, vulture, eagle. I don't remember the last one. Birds are only not wild for rituals? Yeah, because the rituals, they can only be used for sacrifices. 80? Okay, thank you. So yeah, the art also includes, you know, like potential scenes from the game, so to speak. The happy little Woodlands Alliance fox boy. Another peasant. This feels like a little bit of a traveler hobbit thing right here. Like looking at your food, looking at your peas and carrots with your little root tea on the side. Angry rabbit. That's actually really cute too. And yeah, birds. Birds are real asses. Bird hate is real. So yeah, ambushes. I don't think there are dominance cards in here. Is there a way to check that? I don't think there is. So I don't know if there are dominance cards. Maybe, might not be. Dominance cards are basically alternate victory conditions. You have the option to basically play a card that gives you an alternate victory condition that you can fulfill instead of points. Like you need to perhaps control 4 rabbit clearings or something like that to win, instead of having 25 points. And you'll see that there are 4 rabbit clearings that are kind of spread out. Foxes are also kind of spread out. So it might be easier, it might be harder depending on how the game's been going. There's also an expansion that includes, I believe, corvids. Corvids? Crows, basically, or ravens. I don't remember which, but I think it's crows. That might be the Exiles one. I think there's also another expansion that has naked mole rats? Something like that. There's an underground one as well. I should specify that not all birds are bad, but like... the monarchist birds are not good. The monarchist birds are bad. So I have to discard a single card, and I'm crying here over that because I don't want to get rid of my ambushes. I don't want to get rid of the protection rackets. Rail claim. Huh. I feel like I might just want to get rid of this. I might just get rid of this because I can't really... It's kind of worthless right now. Miniature giant space hamsters. I don't think they're in the game. If they were in any group, they'd be in the Woodlands Alliance. I feel like that would probably fit Boo pretty well. I'm gonna discard this one. I've not heard of Wildermyth. It's determined by discard, yeah, so I just put a fox in the discard, which helps me. So like maybe they'll let me have... Maybe they'll let me have my outcast be the fox again, and you'll get to see the cheapness of it. Which is mostly just gonna be like, I can afford these guys now, and not just the other one. Oh, there's a scuffle. There's a scuffle. We're gonna miss it. Blech. There's actually like a cute little fight animation when there's a fight, but I can't see it from here. Oh, that's not good. Look, it just burned down. But no, I've not heard of Wildermyth. What is it exactly? Let's see. I'm not like too worried about like the definition of a board game, because a lot of games is kind of it's a board game, but you know, it's cards or something. Like there's no board. Does that count? Kind of like an RPG. Is it digital only? Because I'm looking on here and I don't see like a physical thing. There is also, I guess, the like weirdness of like I'm playing a board game, but it's digital, you know? But it's based on a physical board game. The physical board game came first, and then there are some other ones where it looks kind of like a board game, but it's only digital. It's able sort of a board. Virtual D&D game? Ah. Okay. Now I'll have to... Let me take my little notepad out. Let me take my little notepad out. I have a notepad of things. Like trying to build the King Ardling Grappler. It's not the first game that I've heard of it described as a board game despite only being in digital version. A desk is a table. If you're splitting hairs. You know what? It only costs one warrior. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take the cobbler, because see, little flaming. It's hated outcast. Look at that burning hatred. Oh, I was gonna say you can't see it because I'm blocking. It's kind of a, oh no, not quite. There, you can see the lizard in the corner for me. Expansive storytelling. For a board game, that's a bit unusual, but they're having a lot more board games, like especially legacy board games, where they try to tell more of a story. Legacy board games are so weird. I have to get over like ripping things up and putting stickers and marking things down. I try to keep things pristine, but now it's more of a case of like, I'd rather open it and love something than like lock it away in pristine condition forever. But board games are still a little weird in that regard because, well, again, ripping things up. It's not just like writing with a pen on top of it to like alter it. Like a cookbook where, for cookbooks I used to not write them, I want to keep them pristine. But after doing like the same recipe 2 or 3 times and remembering like, oh shit, I forgot that I need to change this because it looks like this. Let's say I'm making a rum cake. I'm making a rum cake and the picture shows this beautiful thing with like a gentle misting of powder on top. A beautiful snow-topped rum cake. And then I complete the recipe and I get out as much sugar as it says. And I do it and it's kind of a holy fuck. This is like a 1/4 inch thick of sugar on here. I should have cut the recipe down. So after like the 2nd or 3rd time of that happening, I just decided I'm gonna write in the cookbook. I have to make a note. I have to know for the future. And the same with other recipes too, where it's, you need to double the marinade for this because otherwise it just isn't gonna be enough for the amount of chicken that it suggests, or it doesn't feel like enough. So yeah, getting used to writing in books like that, and also now in some other books a little bit. I mean, I have played some D&D RPG board game type things, like, there was one, I can't remember which one it was. If I describe it, someone's probably gonna be able to name it. This is not one that I own, it's one that someone else owned. I think it's Descent, but it's Descent, the Star Wars version. So, that also feels a bit more like an RPG-ish type thing that happens to take place on a board with tiles and stuff. And Thank you for the raid, Kogasa. Let me give you a shout out. Kogasa. Kogasa. Are you feeling any better? I know that you were like, you've been sick for like the longest time. Sagasa. But thank you for the raid. It's good to hear that you're doing better. But yeah, I have played a few games that kind of, with the organization of it, feels more like extended storytelling rather than the standard board game where you don't have to keep track of things in between games, essentially, for a lot of board games, right? It might be Imperial Assault. It feels bad, not bad to say this, but like, does Imperial Assault have like extras that you can buy so you can insert literally a scenario for like meeting Han Solo and having a little Han Solo figure? Let me check. It might be Imperial Assault. Completing tactical combat missions. We failed like nearly fucking everything in that game. We were really bad at whatever the Star Wars game was with keeping on track of the mission. We'd get so distracted by fighting shit that we'd lose the mission. So I think we only won like 2, and one of them was kind of a pity win for the TM because it's kind of we had a Jedi. I was the Jedi, and we were doing the Jedi specific mission to get like the cool lightsaber. And there's a Darth Vader fight at the end, and we were so close. We were so close. We were so close. But I think he may have fudged a roll at the end. Because it's kind of we've lost so fucking much by like the skin of our teeth. And like give the Jedi her lightsaber, please. I'm like not 100% certain it was fudged, but I think it may have been fudged. Just the very last roll against Darth Vader, because like, come on, it's a little hard. But we never actually finished that campaign. Like, I think we had 1 or 2 more missions left. Someone left the area, so it's kind of we don't want to play without our mechanic thief character. Let me see. Yeah, we played campaign mode Imperial Assault, I think. Welcome back. No, I think it was very specifically Vader. I'm trying to remember I know the Jedi was a woman. Imperial Assault. And again, I don't own it, but I could probably ask him, like, yo, do you remember that fight with the Jedi against Darth Vader? Like, getting the lightsaber thing against Vader? Because I did actually have some potential missions that showcased characters from the series. I don't even remember. It was like 5 years ago. Oh, let's see. Also, I missed this earlier. Hello, Dragfrey and Imajib. There was, we never played the other Descent, but someone said something about Kingdom Death. Yeah, I have a friend who has Kingdom Death and wants to break it out, but he wants to paint it first. He's not gonna like do a huge thing on it, but... And there's also just the case of like, okay, Kingdom Death, where are we gonna play that? It's not gonna be at the bar. We're not gonna bust out like the thing with the penis tail at the bar. And you don't want to carry the box around either for that. So that's another one where it's a case of having to actually set up a night and either, I guess, play it on tabletop, but then you're kind of losing out on the beauty of the figures. Like, they're still there, it's just not quite the same, or we have it at someone's home. Yeah! Great with characters. It can be a little tough handling multiple things at once. Like I'm doing right now. Okay, Hated Outcast. So everything only costs 1 less here. So we can convert, we can crusade, we can battle. I actually don't know if I want to do anything here. Because we're still winning here for the most part. Unless no, I don't want to do that. I will... maybe I'll convert. Maybe I'll convert. He has a couple of, maybe not expansions, but he has a couple of extras I heard about, because he said that he had a bit of a, and this happens to the best of us even, there's a word for this. Not like a shopping addiction, but like, there's a new figure or something for the month, and he'll order it because it looks cool, and then he realizes, oh god, I've got like 8 extra figures for this game that I've literally never played yet. Maybe I should, slow down. Maybe I should stop. Like a fear of missing, FOMO, kind of a FOMO thing. So he might have some of the extras. I don't know which ones exactly though. I haven't seen the copy in person. Actually, I'm gonna do this really quickly. Oh, it has to be in the fox clearing. Right, okay, we're not gonna do that. I'm gonna convert and it has to be in a fox clearing. We're not gonna do that either. We're gonna pass. I know it feels like a bit of a waste, but I'd rather save the acolyte for later. Yeah, games that you're never gonna be able to play, games that you're never gonna finish. There's Charterstone, like someone has a copy of Charterstone that's like half finished. It's kind of a, do we go back and do we go back and like go to the place that we left off because kind of forgot? Or do we restart? But it's a legacy game, so you can't even really restart. So it's just, well, it's been like 3 years. It's 3 years. It shouldn't be that bad. We played it once, right? Okay, I know I'm gonna score Fox. I say that, but at the same time, it's a case of like, I don't have any mice. I don't have any mice. Actually, whoa, I just realized I don't have any mice. I'm gonna do more acolytes. Doop. We're gonna do both of them. And next time, even if Fox is not there, we can still sanctify. Sanctify, okay. We're definitely gonna score the Fox. We're catching up, see? We're now 3rd and not 4th. We're 3rd. Unless it's a case of like... wait. We're gonna build a garden here. We're gonna do this one. Yep, we're scoring. We're scoring. It's kind of a... Do I double it? I think the answer is yes. I'm gonna double build here. And then I'm gonna score it with the last one to bring us up to 10. It's not a huge amount, but every little bit helps. Nothing to craft. Okay. Kind of a wait. What did I discarded protection racket. Shit. Oops. But I get a bunch of replacement cards. I have to discard 2. Shit. Oh, we have our first mouse. 3 birds. Wait. Holy shit, I have 2 ambush cards. I could actually afford to discard this one. But also a case of like, okay, right now that's Lost Souls. Whatever I discard is gonna put it into Bunny, probably. I want to say, like, I should probably be saying Rabbit, but Bunny feels a lot faster. Bunny feels so much faster. I'm actually going to discard this. Whoever attacks me is about to have a bad time. I think you can only play 1 ambush, but I could be wrong. I'm actually going to discard. It's kind of a, do I discard so many of those? Command Warren, we don't need it. It only gives us 1 bunny card, but we'll make it work. We'll make it work. And now we're in seconds, just barely. Now we're just barely in seconds. And again, 21 points. It doesn't really matter to me so much if we lose garden pieces, or if, rather if we lose like warriors in battle, as long as we keep our gardens and are able to keep scoring. What kind of cards do they have now? See, this is a dominance card. I talked about this a little earlier. So, if you have at least 10 points, play during daylight. You no longer can score victory points. You have to rule 3 mouse clearings at the start of your bird song. And like that, if it were not mouse, I'd probably go for it. But I have 0 gardens in mice areas. So actually, I'm gonna take a quick look. Like, someone could theoretically buy that, and that's really fucking bad news for me. So it might actually be a case of, like, wait, hold on. It's only 1. It's only 1 point, so I might actually buy it, even though I don't need it, so I can prevent someone else from doing it. Like, we have Riverfolk with mice, Cat's mice. There's 4 mouse clearings. No one rules this one. Cats rule this one. Otters rule this one. And cats rule this one. So actually I'm gonna buy it because I'm gonna steal it from the cats. See you later, Azure. See you later. It's only 1 warrior. And I can't let the cats have it. We're gonna buy it. I'm actually gonna check out what else they have. No, I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, we're gonna toss the mouse. This one. We're gonna dump it as soon as possible. We don't need it. So rabbits. Rabbits. We can burn shit in rabbit warrens. We actually don't have any... We could burn that. I don't know if I want to. It feels weird to sit on like 3 acolytes and do nothing with them. It feels really weird to do that. So, convert, crusade. Again, I haven't actually been battling anyone in here. My aim is not to start fights. It's barely even to end them. Let's see. Again, like, I don't want to deal with this pile. And then there's this. You know what? Let's convert. A ritual. Kind of a... Oh, it's just letting me know I could play this right away. I'm not gonna fucking play it. It's gonna get trashed. It's gonna get trashed so quick. We're sacrificing that. And this. This. Actually, I can use this to score. Except I can't because I don't have any mice cards. God. I don't have any mice gardens. A matching clearing. We could theoretically... I'm actually getting like a little down to the wire here with my people. Actually, what I probably should have been doing is moving stuff around, so... Oh, I think I'll actually be able to build... I'll be able to build this. I can move. I'll be able to move. Let's do this over here. We're gonna dump that. Do I score? I'm gonna score bunny, but I'm also gonna build here to at least get myself kind of on the map. Actually, no, I'm not gonna score because I want this card. Fuck. I can't score. I can't score. I'm actually not gonna do anything with it because I want to craft. We're gonna craft that. Free movement is good. Free movement is great. I don't have that option otherwise. Like, the cats can free move. Birds also have kind of free move. Okay, discard 3. We're gonna discard this one for sure. That's a lot of fucking birds. This one's good. This one's really good, actually, as well. Discard this to ignore all rolled hits taken. Wow. Okay. The birds are feeling a little OP in my hand right now, honestly. Let's see. Mouse. Of course, mouse is it. I'm actually going to discard this. Is that it? One more. Frick. Let's see. I want to say this feels a little weird because we already have one that has literally an open hand that we can buy shit from. Once in daylight, may look at another player's hands. I don't really know if I want that. Bird is the word. I want to say I did have something prepared if I played the Vagabond, but that was about it here. So I just got my live 2D model on Saturday. Or rather, that's when I debuted it. So I've been testing out fun things, like a few assets that I haven't been able to do as a PNG, so like... Rainy J has a trash can one. It was kind of a, if we're the Vagabonds, we kind of... We're murder hobo, let's live in a trash can. Let's see. Oh, and also I had like a winter coat-ish thing. A little janky, but still, because it's winter right now. But like, it's my first time playing it here, and it's like only my 3rd stream with my model, so maybe I should do it with the base model for a little bit first, before I start adding on things. I keep thinking it looks like a little outhouse. Like, that's a really tiny recruitment center, isn't it? I guess all their buildings are pretty small. What do they... God damn it, they have another dominance card. Okay, the rabbit one is not my posture check. They have a rabbit one. They have a rabbit dominance card. That might actually be good. Let me check. Please step into my office. Yeah, I want to say... It's not a litter box. It's not a litter box. Although, actually, that kind of puts another spin on them producing sawdust. Because isn't sawdust like something you could use as a litter replacement, essentially? Like chipped wood bits? Thank you for the raid. Solution I see. Let's see. How are you doing? What were you doing? Okay, can I do it? What board game are you playing? I mean, you can see that we're... Oh, did I spell it right? Did I spell it right? I think I did. What board game? We're playing Root right now, if you know Root. It's my first time playing Winter. Used to play lots of Monopoly. Like real, like proper Monopoly following the rules, or homebrew Monopoly? There's a big gap. There's a huge gap. I haven't played Monopoly in years. Although, I have family coming over for the holidays coming up, and so we might have a chance to break out some other board games, and it's kind of a thank fuck I don't own Monopoly. Thank fuck. I don't think they'd want to play it, but just in case, it's not even on the table. Although one of them did ask for, let me check. There's a name for this. I just have to look at her wish list. And actually, wait, no. All I have to do is look at my wish list, because I saw on Wingspan's page that they were coming out with a digital version of the game. Is Oceania background? Calico. So one of my relatives asked for Calico. And they're coming out with a digital version of that soon. So kind of a, maybe we'll get to play Calico. I've not played Calico, but it kind of hits, thematically it hits a lot of the things that I'm interested in. You know, cats. Mostly cats. Something's fine too. Uno. Uno's not so bad. It's not the card game I actually don't know if I own Uno. It's not a game that I pull out very often, mostly because I don't own it. Right, I was looking at Dominance here. I was looking at Dominance because they are selling a... Wait, whoa, they have... Oh, okay. So they have 2 Dominance cards. I'm really glad I checked the second page. So the first one is bunnies. So 3 rabbit clearings. 3 rabbit clearings. And we rule 1, 2. We rule 2. We could probably eke out this. We could probably eke this out. It seems like almost a no man's land-ish. Then there is also the fact that I'm the one who's closest to being able to do it. I could theoretically leave this on the table, or I can just try and outright win it. Then there's this one. Oh, it's kind of glitchy a little bit. I don't think it's supposed to do this. I've run into another glitch, a card glitch in this game earlier, but not quite like this. This is like a lesser glitch. So for this one, opposite corners at the start of your bird song, which is kind of difficult, honestly. Right now you'll see that for the corners, it's cats versus lizards. So we'd have to do quite the swapperoo, I think, to get that going. And I don't know if I want to extend myself to do that. I definitely cannot get this one. This is the keep. There's no fucking way I'm winning the keep. Thank you for the head pat. Also, okay, posture check. Posture check. Sorry, I got a little distracted there by the raid. Sitting up, nice proper. I've heard they can kind of tell how streamers are sitting based on the way their voices change. It's kind of I hope it's not that obvious. That vocals change when I'm like shrimping versus when I'm standing nice. Well, not standing, but sitting proper. Let's see. Okay. What are you laughing at? What are you laughing at? Is it that obvious? I know for singing it helps to have, when I say it helps, it's a really good idea to have proper posture. But I guess it would also make sense for speaking too. Stand streaming? I mean, get an adjustable desk. I wonder if there has to be people who stream standing, stream standing. Just because there are like the standing tables, right? And then there's also the tables that are adjustable. And there's a lot of people who also do that for work too, isn't there? They get their work to pay for their like adjustable blah 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 table for good health stuff, so you're not being forever an office worker stuck chained to your seat. Okay, so I am gonna buy something. Oh, nope, that's not it. 2 warriors. Shit, I'm running out though. We're gonna buy this. And we're gonna decline that. Yeah, it feels like it was kind of a fad that went around. It's kind of a, can I? Rabbit. You guys know what this means? You guys know what this means? Oh, can we really only burn that one? Sorry, we have the rabbit dominance card. Like, sure, it has to be at the beginning of Birdsong. And we have to play it before then, so it's gonna be like 3 turns-ish. But the fact that Rabbit is the hated outcast is really good for us in this regard. And also the fact that we have 2 ambushes up our sleeve. Because God knows that we're not going to be able to, like, keep it. Just looking, like, I need to build a garden here. And then I rule it. It doesn't even matter, the rest of it. So I need that. Don't care about scoring it, necessarily. Because I'm not going that method. I just have to hope that they can't catch up in points. They can't earn up to hitting 25 in the next, like, 2 turns. One who's planning to get a standing table, but they didn't actually do it. Adjustable desk. With the pads under the feet, all I could think of is, like, the pedals. I have a brother who is very much into flight. I have a brother who's very much into Flight Simulator, so I can't really think about, like, things under the desk without thinking of the flight sim bits. He's kind of moved on from flight sims, I think, mostly because he can actually fly airplanes now. Don't let your dreams be dreams. Let's see. Okay. I can't do it here. This feels like shit, though. Wait a second. It's just kind of okay. I can't directly crusade there. I can't. It's kind of a case of, I can go from this bunny to that bunny, but I want to keep something in this bunny just because I don't want to lose out on it. So I'm actually going to convert, because I have 4. I'm going to convert this guy. Although at the same time, if I converted the other one, it would have been an instant, actually not an instant win for me in terms of owning the lot, so to speak. If I just move one guy over here, that'd be good. That would be good. And this doesn't count as a space, so I can't burn it to the ground. I have to rule the clearing before I put a garden there, so I'm actually gonna move. Oh no, it has to be from one of those. It's kind of a case of if I recruit here and then place a garden, that means I can't play the dominance card. So I actually have to do something a little chancy here. I have to do something a little bit chancy. We're gonna move 1 over here. And we're gonna attack. Excellent. We win. We're gonna be in control. That was a cute little flight animation. Okay. We have nothing else we're planning on doing here. Nothing else. I'm gonna skip. Oh, no, I didn't mean to skip 2. I double hit. That's why I undid. I didn't mean to double hit. I'm really glad that there's an undo button. It feels a little bit like cheating for doing that, but I swear. Bonk bonk. I double click a lot. MMOs, man. Final Fantasy XIV has taught me bad habits. I don't think so. I don't think there's a penalty. Because up to a certain point you can't undo. But since this is all still my turn, I'm still allowed, apparently. And there are other games that allow you to undo, even though it kind of has a bit bigger effects. I remember learning to play the Pokemon card game. I don't know if they still have the app or not, but I was learning to use the app, and there's an undo button. I wasn't certain if that was something that was, like, okay to do. I was doing, like, casual matches. Hello! Thank you for the follow, Yaru. But yeah, I didn't know if it was it was allowed, obviously, but just, is it socially acceptable to use the undo button in a Pokemon card game? So I actually kind of lost a battle because I timed myself out because I was typing up my message, asking the other person if because it was my first like battle against another person, like asking them a lot of questions about how things are. And yeah, I guess I took too long to type out my message asking if it was okay to undo. You know, Root. It's my first time playing the winter map. So I'm playing Lizard Cult winter map. And I haven't actually, it doesn't feel that much different from the regular version. Mostly because I haven't had to cross over the water line yet at all. I haven't had to cross over the water line. And also we have the merchant, the river folk, so I could pay to cross, you know. You love the lake map? I haven't played the lake map. I have the physical copy too, and a couple expansions, but I haven't played all the expansions. I've mostly just played this. Okay, so I'm gonna build something here. We're gonna build that. Actually, it also feels like yeah. If I don't actually care about gardens in other locations. Oh, but I'm gonna acolyte. It's kind of like, wait, can I actually acolyte? I guess I can. It's just, it feels a little awkward. We're gonna acolyte that. I also want to say, like, I'm not necessarily great in most of the board games that I play, but I try. And now it's kind of a case of I have literally 2 warriors in reserve. So because I have 4 acolytes, I might just want to hold off. I'm not certain. Like, it's kind of a trade-off. Actually, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get these cards back. I'm not discarding, I'm just setting them temporarily aside. Can I score mouse? I can't score mouse. I can't score mouse. I can recruit to mouse though, but then again, that's literally all my pieces on the board. And kind of, do I want to do that? Do I want to put something in mouse? I only have 1 mouse clearing. So it would be, I guess it's actually kind of useful for other locations moving. I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna recruit mouse. My last warrior. I have no more warriors. And we're gonna put down dominance. So now we're gonna be heavily on the defensive here, because if the others let us keep all those bunny areas. Oh, use crafted cards? Oh, we may take a move. Okay, we're gonna take a move. I'm actually gonna move some of these guys because I want to fortify my bunny areas more. So this is actually really helpful. Actually, I can do that, or I can do this. Again, I don't care about anything but the bunny clearings. Necessarily. Like, I would like to move it over here because I feel like this is gonna be a weaker spot. Because this is kind of like safely behind my lines right now. So we're actually gonna move that over here. We're gonna move, it's just kind of, do I just move 1? Yeah, we're just gonna move 1 for now. And I could have another card. But if I discard this to do so. What? I think it can only help me. Theoretically. Because if it makes it past Birdsong for me, I don't want to say I've fucked up, but I've probably fucked up. Nothing to craft. Favor of the Foxes. Remove all enemy pieces in fox clearings. Do I have the capability to craft that? I don't know if I do. I don't. It looks really cool though, that card. For a second I thought that that was actually, instead of like, maybe it is. So one fox is holding a torch and the other one looks like it's either a bundle of wood or it's a club. Like a really messed up looking club. Like someone's going for a beating, essentially. A scouting party. Okay, this is another one that we would have to build it first. And points. I'm not playing for points anymore, so this is kind of worthless except for the fact that it's a fox. I have to discard 2. And I never built this. I never built this. Oops. So it's actually not super useful right now. It'd be useful to build, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to. Actually, I might want to discard this so I'm not heavily influencing the Lost Souls pile. Because I want it to stay bunny. I desperately want it to stay bunny. Whoa, did you see that? He's just like chunking him in the background. So, Gyaru, what's your favorite faction? There have been a few other people in here who know Root, but haven't really played it a whole lot. You're the first person I think who's actually played it really before. Chat came for a vote, or chat asked for a vote for. Oh, okay. We're gonna ambush. Makes it a lot more fair. Vagabond Riverfolk. Okay, okay. Vagabond is pretty fun. Riverfolk I haven't quite gotten the hang of yet. Using all my cards? Okay. Okay. Okay, we can do this. Yes! Excellent. Thank God I kept both of those ambushes. That was really lucky, though. Actually getting 3 ambushes and 2 of them being wilds. But yeah, 10 points. 10 points turned into victory by a dominance card. Surprising turn of events. Let's see. Have you played the digital version much? For the past? Oh, I should actually say, so I talked about how there's different vagabonds. Here are some of the different vagabonds. So I talked about like the arsonist cat with the pumpkin face, and there he is right back there playing in the little band. So we also have the wolf one, the little possum boy. Possum guy? I don't know if it's a boy or a girl. I guess it doesn't really matter. It's a possum. And badger too. And I think this is also... Actually, you know what? These are all vagabonds. No wonder. Okay. So it's a vagabond band. Vagabonds. But usually the default one for appearance's sake is, I think, the little raccoon guy. Yeah, they're so fun and cute looking. But it's kind of a... I think that the vagabond is probably a pretty popular choice to play because of how outside the normal conflict you are. I've described this before, but so oftentimes in games, you want there to be forces that are in direct conflict, which usually means you want the cats in play or the Irie in play. Because if you have all tertiary players, like if you have 2 vagabonds, the merchants, and the Woodland Alliance, it gets kind of weird. It gets kind of weird. I've not played a game quite like that, but I have played a 6-player game that had, I think, 2 vagabonds. So that was more fine because I think we did have cats and birds. And again, 6 players, you can afford to have 2 vagabonds. But I think the space on the board was a little limited there. Like a bit more dirty looks between the vagabonds because like I wanted that ruin. I wanted it. Okay. So with that, actually I think I'm going to end it here since we finished the game and I don't know if I have time for a second one. I have to prepare for family to come over. I've been putting it off really badly. Really, really badly. But otherwise, normally when I'm playing Root on stream, I'll go through the challenges. There are like some interesting challenges here that add some not alternate playstyles, alternate win conditions sometimes, or alternate start conditions. So like the pacifist vagabond route, and they're also divided up into grouping. So if it's blue, I believe it's Irie. Yeah, you play as the Irie, and you're playing against the cats. Things like that. And they have hard versions too. Some of them are surprisingly difficult. I haven't played through a whole bunch of them, but I've played through a few. Let's see. Riverway Warfare. I've done both of these. And I've done the cultist ones. I've done all the cultist ones. Okay, all the ones that have the check mark on them I've done. I'm trying to remember. This one was actually surprisingly... It's a little difficult because, so, we saw how the lizard folk played before. You swap your hands with the Lost Souls pile, so all of a sudden, everyone's discard is your hands. Whatever you had in your hand before, fuck it. So you're really have no idea what you're doing next when you're playing the Restless Souls variety. But that's still pretty fun. I don't know how well that would work out for like a real game against real people, necessarily. But for solo play, challenge mode, it's fun. And this one too, like, whoa, fish? You add fish? Crafting piece and its suit color until the end of the turn. So I want to say there have been some board games I played, digital versions, where it's very what you see is what you get. There's nothing else extra in it compared to what you get in the physical copy of the game. But this one, they went a little bit above and beyond. A little bit. Okay. So with that, let's see who's up and about and doing things right now. Okay. Let's see. Actually, is there anyone else playing board games? Are there any I never really... Okay, I do sometimes check to see if there are other VTubers playing board games, but I feel like every time I've looked in the past, it's been like just me. Only me. Yeah, I'm the only VTuber playing board games. I am only ever the only VTuber playing board games. Let's see. You used to do board games streams all the time? I kind of want to ask which ones, because I've been, I don't want to say feeling a little limited by what's available on Steam, but it's sometimes like, okay, is it Wingspan time? Is it this game, that game? This game was... Bleh. The dropped emotes. There's one or two games that have been like, fine once, but they don't have enough replay effect. I just crashed it. Okay, we just crashed Root. Good thing I'm about to end. But yeah, there are some games that are... Yeah. There are some games... like, I know I should pick up... I have Scythe. I should play Scythe more. But I have to, like, actually relearn Scythe. I have to relearn how to play Scythe before I go for the digital version and play it on stream. Because, like, Root, I played a couple times before I got into the groove. When it comes to Scythe, though, I need to look at more of the rules. Sheriff of Nottingham? Like, tabletop sim version? And Spyfall? Like, those are... It's kind of a... It's not against AI for those, right? That has to be against other people. I've only ever played a board game on stream with one person before, and that was Juniper. It was very recent. I'm happy I did that, but but I need to figure out like more collabs for that sort of thing. And there's someone else I want to challenge to Catan, but I think I need to probably like pick out. First, I have to learn Catan, and he has to learn Catan. I haven't really done. I've only had one successful collab on my stream so far. Okay, I know we did this last time too, but we're gonna go back to yeah, we're gonna raid Al, I think, tonight. He's playing Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. I was watching that before stream. I have played Lords of Waterdeep. I played it 2 or 3 times. I had a friend in real life who has a copy, although he moved away, but now he's back. I want to say I don't remember between Lords of Waterdeep and there's another one that I keep thinking is the same game but isn't. Ones with like Picts and Saxons and stuff in it. So like I have to see the board and one of the mechanics. Lords of Waterdeep is Lords of Waterdeep. Not what I'm thinking of, is it? Let me see. Okay. Actually, I don't remember if I played Lords of Waterdeep. That may have been one of the days that we had so many people we split. We may have split. I have played Inish. I have Inish. I want to repaint. I want to paint the figures. I haven't played Inish in a long time though. No, I think I'm confusing Lords of Waterdeep with something else. But thank you very much for coming today. Tomorrow I'm going to be playing Vampire the Masquerade Coteries of New York. I've been going through that for a while. And next stream after that will be Sunday, reading Cozy Mysteries. Thank you again for coming.